Hello, Aries. How are you? Today is Sunday, September 8th. Hope everyone is doing well. We have now entered into the back to school season. Mars is now in Cancer as of last Wednesday. So you may find that your attention is turned to the home, maybe where you're going to live, beautifying where you live, making changes to the home, whatever that may be. You may find yourself a little bit more not wanting to get off the couch, wanting to stay home, feel or cocooning, nesting, and less inclined to go out and hang out as you were before. Now, if you want to know more about the astrology for the week, it's actually pretty quiet. I'm not going to go into details. There's a couple of squares and oppositions this week. There's a full astrology reading. I'll put the link here. Should be up with the notes there. I'll try and time it right. So please check that out if you want to know astrologically what's going on. Just a reminder also that I am doing €8, which is about $9, I think. Maybe a little less, like $8.80. Readings, one question readings. So if you're interested in that, hit me up at forariesonly@gmail.com. Now, that said, let's go ahead. So in honor of Mars and Cancer season, I have, I'm using decks that were made by women and also my Moonology deck. So that's the overriding theme of today's deck choices. So let's go ahead and get started with the overall energy for the week of September 8th. And thank you to everyone who sent me a message about my daughter. She's doing phenomenally. There were no tears when I left her in Barcelona because in a short period of time, it was just so clear that this was her place and she was really just going to flourish. So I'm very happy. Okay. So we have the loyal heart here. This is a 35, so an 8. It's obviously 8 number of abundance. This talks about commitment here. Being committed to something, being committed to somebody. Let's see what else comes up here. Okay, it says, evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that spirit is always loyal to you, no matter the outer circumstances in your life. Trust and have faith, for you are eternally loved, always divinely protected and divinely directed. Right? So that's also, I think there were some messages last time about maybe some shakeups or things happening. And that at the end of the day, they all have your best interest at heart, right? And when we feel safe, when we're in a safe environment, we're able to give ourselves freely, to commit more. So there may be some sort of opportunity that is coming for you or that has presented itself where, thanks to an environment of safety, you are able to give yourself completely. I want to see if I can change this light because it's really yellow and it's bothering me, but I think it's going to be more difficult than I hoped. So no, sorry, one more sec. There we go. There's some sort of abundant partnership that's around you because, again, it's an 8. Two equals coming together, a possibility to connect, to work together, to collaborate with someone who is on your level. And that can be a committed partnership over time, whether that be, again, friendship, professional, romantic. Remember, there is an eclipse coming up next week, the first of 3 this season. So, things can happen. Things tend to happen out of the blue and pretty quickly under eclipse season. So let's see what else comes up. This may also be, there it is. This may also be that you discover who is not. You get an idea of what commitment looks like through what it doesn't look like. Sometimes we get to yes through no. Now we have 2 cards here. This is the challenge energy here. We have change and new vision. So you may be holding on to something that's actually not in your best interest. There may be something that is trying to come into your life. Or you may have been waiting for some sort of new shape, like when are things gonna change kind of vibe, and that never seems to happen. And I just have a feeling that the eclipses are gonna bring, you see that movement kind of like spinning things around. This like Wheel of Fortune. So there's some sort of change amiss. There's lots of purple energy here too. The cards have been and I pulled my amethyst out. There's lots of that spiritual energy. It's protect, violet light, protective. And I picked also this deck, which is all purple. So it's very spiritual energy going on right now. What did I want as lessons? This one. All right, can I get the lesson for the week of September 8th? Lesson. Oh, okay. New moon in Aries, as if to speak to us. Go for it. So I really do feel like there's some newness coming in for you. An opportunity that can present itself, that can actually develop into a long-term partnership. That can, with time, become something very connected, that will make you very happy. It says go for it. So let's see what other cards are coming out. So far, these are all really nice, which doesn't happen all the time. So let me shuffle these one more time because I haven't used this deck in a while. Okay, let's get 3 cards for the week of September 8th, please. 3 cards for the week of September 8th. Right. What do we have here? So we have the Strength card, another 8, right? Page of Wands and King of Swords. There's 2 people here. I'm actually going to get some more cards because when it's like only court cards, I don't love that. You could have an air sign that figures prominently, another fire sign. Of course, like I said, they can come through shakeups. But shakeups can be, the Tower isn't always a bad card. It's out of the blue. It's completely unexpected. But it's not bad. You may have an air sign that out of the blue comes in and gives you an offer, right? And it's not a huge offer, but it's a new start. It's a beginning, right? And that's been coming up for us a lot in the cards that, like, of course, there's a huge change that we're in the process of making and evolving, but you have to start out small, right? When you completely shift your life, you can't expect to come in at the top. Okay, 3 of Swords and 5 of Swords. All right, so definitely, here's what I see, right? Because of course, all cards can be read with 2 forms of energy, negative. So normally I would say if I saw the Tower card and a 3 of Swords, I would be very disturbed. But up here is giving me a very different energy. So what this is saying to me here is that A, keep the faith. B, don't let your emotions get the best of you, right? Be logical. I'm sorry, I'm having a really hard time like formulating what I want to say here. Like, because there is Mars in Cancer, emotional information can be misleading. So remember to check your facts with your feelings at the same time. Now, I see Tower, so there's a shakeup, but this guy here, we have the Three of Swords and then the Five of Swords, right? That's walking away from a heartache. And so to me, this is almost giving me healing vibes. You know, that there's some sort of shakeup that's going to let you finally release something that's been paining you for a very long time. Again, as I said here, you may realize that someone is not as faithful as you, is not worth committing to, is not as faithful as you would have liked. And that where the doubt was, believe it, right? This new moon in Aries is also like, yes, go for it, but also like when the information presents itself, take the out. Don't cling to, don't commit to things that don't deserve your attention, right? And that's what also what this is, like being very discerning about what you commit yourself to. But I do see some kind of shakeup that allows you to put this pain in the past. It does come from some sort of reveal, right? Because we have these two people here, this Three of Swords here, Two of People here, and he's holding the Three of Swords. So getting power over a situation that's caused you, you know, maybe like shook up a house situation, but now you're finally able to see the way out of it. Now you're finally able to see that that wasn't where to commit to, or now you know where to commit your energy. You know, because these cards here, the change and the new vision, so they kind of need to travel together. So I would say definitely expect some kind of change, right? Doesn't have to be negative, will more than likely be revealing, but it puts you in a position of power, ultimately, to commit to something new, right? And like, this is as banal as possible. This could be like, my daughter's leaving my house. Sad about it, but like being rational. This is for the best for everybody, and this starts a whole new chapter of me committing to something else, right? Like that's how these cards could also fit into it. So I don't want you to be afraid of these two cards here. Now, for some people, yes, it may mean that the eclipses are going to bring in some unexpected, unwanted information that's going to allow you to see the truth of a situation and force you to reshape your life. But because of all this violet energy up here, and because of the message of this card, it is divinely protected, right? So it's like the rejection, God's protection thing. It's taking something away from you that was playing games anyway. And so to see this change with the right in the right optics, right? It's like, yes, I lost it, but you know what? That actually frees me up to do something better. And I'm going to be, as opposed to being like very emotional about it, I could get very emotional, but that wouldn't help me right now. The best thing I can do is to shape what it is that I want to do and how I want to do it and what that's going to look like. So bringing some rational thought to whatever this change is. And it's an important change, like massive, Wheel of Fortune kind of changing. But it's like, don't get lost in the emotions of it. Make sure you see it for the opportunity of change that it can be. Because there is something, like when you find what's yours, you'll know it, you'll feel it. Like I said at the beginning, it's like when I left Barcelona, I was not anxious because I was like, this is right. This is the right place for her, right? So a relationship that gives you peace, a job that gives you peace, move that gives you peace. Like when you feel that, then you're there, right? That's where you can make your new beginning and start a new chapter. But so there's lots of different messages here. I want to get some advice. It's like what's coming to me now is don't be afraid to commit to something new. Just because it's comfortable doesn't mean it's the right thing for this new chapter, right? It doesn't mean it was the wrong thing for the past, but there is something ending and something new beginning. And the more gracefully you can accept that and move forward into it, the more I think you're going to see the possibilities. And that it's actually not sad, it's exciting. Okay. And there it is. Easter, new beginnings, right? Okay. And Aphrodite coming in with the romantic love. Interesting. So I'm going to start with the Estre, which is Easter, right? Okay. And when I open right to it, right? You see what I mean about like alignments? Pay so much attention to the synchronicity of things right now because it's really, especially with all the Pisces, it's like really on point. And like I said, don't drown in the emotions of the things. Like, yes, if you wanted to, you could be epically sad, but if you pull yourself out of that epic sadness, you could also be like, you know what, this is actually a great opportunity for me to do. At the same time, trust your feelings, right? Make sure the feelings in the head, like, this is what I want. Does this give me an opportunity to do something I want? Even though something that I had walked away, and yes, I'm sad about it, but I don't have to stay in the sad space, right? I can accept it. I just wrote an article for my community, business community, about complex emotions, right? Where you feel joy and sadness at the same time, and it's weird, and it, as humans, we don't really do well with duality. We like either or. And when we have situations where it's and, most of us can struggle, right? And so what we do is we polarize it. We say, no, this is a bad thing, or this is a great thing. Or this is making me sad. No, it's a great opportunity. It can be both at the same time, right? That's also what this is, like learning how to embrace the duality of situations. Aligning head and heart, knowing that yes, something is ending and it's sad and it was what it was, but it's also an opportunity and it's okay to feel happy about that. Okay, so hope and new life are blossoming everywhere in your life right now, and this is something to celebrate. The Germanic goddess Estre sings to you and assures you that your intentions have lain dormant long enough. When she appears, bearing the fertile power behind the coming of the spring, you may feel a surge of energy to implement your new ideas, right? New vision, go for it. There's so much here saying, yes, walked away from something in the past, and that's maybe sad, but so much excitingness around the corner. You feel strong and capable of accomplishing so much at this time as a sense of newness permeates your life. Fresh opportunities come out of nowhere and seemingly drop onto your lap. And I can 1000% verify that this is the case. You feel a readiness as you are truly poised for success in whatever interests you. Allow for new experiences to be what they are by adopting beginner's mind. right? I'll also tell you another story. I got out of nowhere. I had a conversation with some people 9 years ago about joining their company. And I had literally just gotten out of the hospital from burnout thing. I lost vision in my right eye. And I kept telling them, I was like, I can't take a full-time job right now. I'm just not open to it. And so they were a little upset. We left, and haven't spoken since then. And then out of the blue, it turns out that the person that I was spoken to, in the meantime, has done 1,000 things in these last 9 years, as have I, went back to that same company. And I just happened to call and was like, hey, like, what do you, should we talk? And out of nowhere, it was like, oh, this actually could be an interesting opportunity. So, it's like things from the past, like when it's right, when the timing is right, and it happened exactly the day I dropped my daughter off in Barcelona, right? It's like I had to close out that chapter. All of my attention was focused on getting her there and comfortable and happy. And then the second I did that, my opportunity rushed in. And I could have stood there in front of my daughter's dorm crying like, oh, I lost my daughter. But at the same time, really exciting opportunity for me. So it's like, how do you live with the both of them, right? How do we gracefully say goodbye to what was? That is breaking our heart a little bit, but sometimes we just have to sit with that, but also embrace the incredible newness that is coming in. Enjoy this wonderful time of new beginnings and welcome the gifts the goddess Esther has in store for you. And then Aphrodite here coming in. We never get love readings. Okay, so the Greek goddess of romantic love, Aphrodite, represents a state of ecstatic being that she now invites you to cultivate within. You can experience the world as a sensual, expressive, creative being if you allow yourself the freedom to explore what this means to you. Perhaps this is a portent of a new partnering. Remember, I said partnership. Or a deepening of one you already have. Or perhaps this is a time for you to claim this aspect of your nature, which may have lain dormant a while. Aphrodite invites you to fall in love with your life. I love that. I'm going to put that as the title. Fall in love with your life. Of course, I lost my place. Fall in love with your life and choose to look for the essence and expression of love all around you. By doing so, love will increase tenfold and you will see evidence of it everywhere you turn. This is your secret task when Aphrodite chooses to aid and empower you. Okay, I love that. So much goodness here on the table. Don't get stuck in the sadness. Yes, there's an ending. It is not even necessarily for the best. It's just part of, Wheel of Fortune. It's part of the way things go. It is the evolution. It is the next step. We cannot stay stuck where we are. We must move forward by definition. So embrace the new opportunities that are coming in. You can sit with the sadness and sit with what was and have tremendous respect for it and also partner with the future at the same time. Okay? I hope this was helpful and I will see you next week. Take care.